Hey, Arcturus here. Today we're looking at a model for Warhammer 40,000, Azrael, the Supreme Grand Master of the Dark Angel. He's a very nice new model. He had a previous old sculpt, I think was either resin or metal. Like several of the other named Dark Angel characters, he was upgraded to plastic and Primarisized. I don't know if he's technically turned into Primaris or just had his model size increased to kind of match the standard models of the Space Marines these days, but it is a very nice model. There are a few options with this model. You can have him helmeted or unhelmeted, and you can have the small guy on his base have either the scabbard or the helmet, depending on which you prefer. So we'll take a closer look at him. And as we do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave me a comment down below on your favorite Space Marine army. So as we can see, a very nicely detailed model. One of the ways they get some of this detail is they have some of these small add-ons like this charm here, the belt, and the shoulder pad there, as well as the pistol on his hip there as extra pieces that you attach to the model itself. Some very nice shoulder pads. Some very nice shoulder pads there, a nicely detailed gun with a small plasma section underneath and bolt pistol on top. So nice robes, a little extra what looks to be a faceplate there on the ground. Although it could be something else, but it does look kind of like a knight's helmet. And then you have a watcher with either the helmet or the scabbard. I went with the scabbard because he already has a helmet. He also has a very nicely detailed banner. One thing I would do different when putting this together, if I ever have to build a second one, is I would blue tack the backpack onto Azrael. I glued him on, and because I used the winged helmet instead of just the head, some of those wings you can see are blocking part of the banner. Now, it won't matter when it's fully painted, but painting some sections of those will be very difficult to get primer in there. So that will be a bit of a challenge. It is possible I messed up how it attaches, because the banner is one piece with a gap here for this where the pole is, and it just attaches on there. So it's possible I didn't get it perfectly situated on there. It's, lined up, but it may not be at the right angle this way, right? It may need to be further back. And so that might be something I messed up on this. Overall, it's a very nice model. It's an excellent model to take in 40K. He's probably one of the few almost auto-include models in a Dark Angels list. And part of that is because he has an ability called the Lion's Helm, where models in his unit, whatever unit he's attached to, have a 4-up invuln save. And then once per battle, they can summon a Watcher in the dark, and then they have a 4-up feel no pain against mortals. What you're really taking him for is that 4-up invuln. He is still, of course, a very good combatant. He has the Sword of Secrets, which is 6 attacks, devastating wounds, hitting on 2s, strength 6, AP -4 for 2 damage. And his ranged weapon is the Lion's Wrath, with a 24-inch range, 2 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 8, AP -3, 2 damage, with not only devastating wounds, but also rapid fire and anti-infantry 4+. So just a very solid combatant to take. And if you are running any of the new Dark Angel units, you can attach Azrael to a squad of Inner Circle companions who normally do not have an invuln save. But if you take him with Azrael, they will have a 4-up invuln save, which makes them much tankier for an already good unit. One other thing I wanted to point out is you do use most of the parts that you'll get in the box. You, of course, have an additional head, an additional neck piece that goes around the back of his head for when you aren't using the helmeted version, and the Watcher, who's carrying a helm, actually uses a separate piece. I had thought originally that you had the option of placing a helm on like an arm of the Watcher. I hadn't realized it was actually a separate arm piece. If you were careful about it, you could probably cut this arm off pretty easily and then have a second very nice ornate helm for the Dark Angels or to use in basing if you have another army, or you have a friend who has, say, a chaos army. You could have a very nice piece for basing for one of their models if perhaps one of their models killed Azrael in a fight. Well, that's all I have for today. I will catch you next week with another video.